Okay, monkey's going into the tank and then he calls. Not sure what he was expecting. I'm gonna have to check my HUD option. Well, you know what? I don't even think it's my HUD options. Now that he's at basically 11 big blinds, if this was a little bigger, I would just shove on him. King 3 is just slightly under my range to shove here. Opening ace 3. King jack off on the cutoff is the raise. Get another walk. So not much action for me yet. The most action I had was on that Queen Jack end, and speak of the devil, here's Queen Jack. Offsuit, I'm just gonna fold. Haven't really got too involved so far. He limps in here. It's interesting. So these are one of those hands I definitely want to see a flop with. See if I can flop the nuts. Everybody folds to us. We're just gonna check. We got not a bad flop for our hand. I'm gonna check to see what he does. He just shoves. Again, maybe a Nick fold, but especially against bad players, I don't feel the need to rush into getting into marginal spots when I know there's plenty of chance to get them at later stage. Again, that's why I like the reg speed. Plenty of chance to catch them doing that move where I actually have a hand instead of where I'm definitely going to need help to get there. This wouldn't have been a bad flop for our hand, but I got raised. I folded 8-6. In this situation, if it's folded to me, well, it doesn't happen. If it would have got folded to me, I would have opened Queen 9. If he shoves, I'm actually going to have to call. I'm not going to love the call, but it's kind of going to be pretty standard in my book. We got a 3-bet from Dalsu. 3-bet percentage 8.6. It's not super high. It's pretty regular. Pretty regular for a regular. That's some good grammar right there. Pretty regular for a regular. That's one thing. If anybody's even watching this, I don't even know if anyone's ever gonna even watch this. Gonna have to get used to my pretty piss poor grammar. Excuse me again. So far, we're playing our pretty standard game. The blinds are gonna go up real soon. Playing a real standard game. Being patient. Opening when we have the opportunity to, but not getting too out of pocket. Monkey gets it in with 10s against ace 3. It's a good flop for him. And he doubles up, which could make things interesting because with him still hovering around 10 big blinds, as the small blind against him, I could be shoving into him and getting into a situation that I don't love, but it's my standard play and I'm going to continue to make it. He limps in, we both take a flop, comes 7-8-3, I mean, just folding the king jack. If he had more chips, I would do a limp steal here, or at least attempted limp steal. He has 10 big blinds, I'm not really going to try it now. I'm also going to be shoving into him at this point when he has that small of a stack. I have a range for that. We'll see if the situation presents itself later in the game. I actually have a 33 starting to fill up. I'm looking for 2 more players. If I add that one in this video, I'll probably be too long. I don't want to put everybody to sleep, especially on my first video. So I'll probably just leave it at this video. At this game, actually. I'm gonna leave the 33 off to the side if it does open while I'm still playing this game, and just focus the video on this one $20 game. As we get further down and I get more used to this, I start making more multi-table games. It'd be better if they actually popped a little faster, but US poker, what can I say? The sit and go scene isn't exactly booming. You have to take what little volume you get unless you play like Turbo Dons and Hyper Turbos, and that's not really games I play. I do play Dons, which I'll probably make a video on. Don meaning double or nothing. Queen 6 off. So basically this entire game we've been card dead. Haven't really picked anything up. But we're being patient. Against better players, playing like this could get you in trouble because you could get blinded down quickly. And when you do pick up your hand, they're not gonna pay you off, as they are gonna pay more attention to you than a losing player would. A losing player barely pays attention, so you could fold 80 hands in a row, finally open because you finally picked up aces, and they're still gonna raise you, they're still gonna shove because they have no idea what you've been doing all game. Queen 10 off, I'm gonna fold. He steals some blinds. Queen 3 suited, I'm gonna fold. King 7 off here, with him just over 12. Doesn't matter. I was deciding between if I was gonna limp steal or shove. I was leaning towards the limp steal. We get a min raise and then a 3-bet here. and a call. It's hard to put Vegas on anything at this point. They both check the flop, which is interesting. And instead of checking the turn, and instead of checking the river, queens. Okay. Interested to know whatever his name is, Guello. Interested to know what Guello had there. Ace-10 versus Ace-10, we're looking at a chop most likely, unless Dalsu binks some spades, which he doesn't. Both very standard plays. Standard shove, standard call. Nothing to really talk about there. Queen 3 off is a fold. And we have these two checking instantly to each other again. Get a river bet and a call. So we can make a little note there that he just defended with 10-4 suited, which is some good information to know. So I'm one player away from that 33 opening. But like I said, I'll probably just push that off to the side and just keep this video to this one, because this video will probably be around half an hour, 45 minutes anyways with just this one. You can make an argument for shoving here, especially against a bad player like Vegas. I'm gonna take a flop with him. It's not a great flop. Interesting shove there. I'm gonna fold. It's interesting because when he's been in the pots in position against Guello earlier, he was checking it down when he wasn't huge. So he could just have a huge draw here, or he could just have a king. I'm gonna fold either way. But it's interesting to note that he was checking. We remember that Jack, Ace flop when he had queens. He was just instantly checking it down. He wasn't going to get it in. So I'm going to say he either had a flush draw, or he had a king there. And he just wanted to get it in right then and there. I'm going to complete here with 6-4. I'm still over 10. Okay, so there's that 30. I'm going to move that off to the side. I'm going to check here. Gonna have to get some stats together for that 30. We got a bet and a just complete shove. Excuse me again. Got some losing players on that other table. Queen deuce suited. So we're gonna have to pick something up soon. We're getting pretty low. I'll check right now to see what time we're at as far as the blinds. May have to make a move a little earlier if we're running low on time. Just making a few notes on this other game. We got king, queen versus fives here. Flops a king.